Today we are going to discuss about signals and systems. In this subject, in this modern age of microelectronics, signals and systems plays a very vital role. So this is an extraordinary subject with a diverse applications: circuit design, seismology, control processing, signal processing. Having more number of applications are there, and it is every practicing engineer and designers must have a thorough knowledge about this subject. Okay, let's start the subject. In this signals and systems, the first unit is the classification of signals. In the main aspect of this unit is first one, introduction and definition of signal, and classification of signal, and standard signal, and then definition of system, and then having classification of systems. Let's start the signal. In this signal is nothing but it is a physical quantity or is a physical phenomena that varies with respect to time, space, temperature, or any other independent variable. Like mathematically, the signal we can represent as x of t equal to 70. In that, the x is the shape of the signal or the type of the signal, where the t one that varies with the time t. Other definition for the signal is that the signal is a function of one or more independent variable which contains some information is called the signal. Based on the dimension, based on the independent variable, the signal classified into three groups. That is, first one-dimensional signal, two-dimensional signal, and a multi-dimensional signal. In that, one-dimensional signal, when the function depends on single independent variable, is called the one-dimensional signal. Like speech signal, the human being, the speech signal where the amplitude varies with time t. Next, two-dimensional signal, when the function depends on two independent variables, is called the two-dimensional signal. Example, like a picture or X-ray, which having the two coordinates x and y, that is vertical axis and the horizontal axis. And the third one, multi-dimensional signal. In that, when the function depends on more than two independent variables, is called the multi-dimensional signal. For example, ECG signal, EEG signal, 3D pictures, which having three coordinates x and y and z coordinates. This ECG signals we have the different leads which plays into the patient different body having the major classification of signal is based on the nature and characteristics of the signal. We may classify it as continuous time signal and discrete time signal. In that, the first one is the continuous time signal. So we can simply call it as CT signal. In this signal, the continuous time signal, mathematically we can represent as continuous function, whose the amplitude is continuously varied with the time t. And the continuous time signal, the independent variable is t. The signal x of t, the signal x of t is represented as a continuous time signal whose amplitude varies with the time t. Whose amplitude varies with the time t. Figure shows the representation of the continuous time signal. Naturally, we can call it as an analog signal. However, the few signals are generated synthetically. The next signal is a discrete time signal. In that, we can shortly call it as a DT signal. In this signal, DT signal, the discrete time signal only at a certain instant of time. That is, the amplitude, whose amplitude between the two successive instants have a equally spaced signal. Like figure shows the discrete time signal. In this, where the x of n is the discrete time signal which varies with the time t n. In that, the signal amplitude is equally spaced and the amplitude of the signal is not defined. Where the x of n is a DC signal whose varies with the n. Mathematically, we can represent as x of n is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. The arrow mark indicates the origin, that is the signal starts at n equal to 0. The next one is, we may further classify both the CT signal, and then energy and power signal. In this, the classification of signals and systems, in that the first one is a deterministic and non-deterministic signal. In the deterministic signal, the continuous time signal which is completely specified in time t. The pattern of the continuous time signal is regular form and it can be characterized mathematically. The next, the nature and the amplitude of the signal is at any time can be predicted. Figure shows the deterministic signal, which is the input signal is x of t, which varies with time t. The maximum amplitude is a. That means the input signal x of t equal to a into sin omega t, where the a is the amplitude, x sin omega t is the continuous time signal, whose amplitude is varied sinusoidally with time t. The maximum amplitude is mentioned here a. The continuous time signal which is varied with time t, the complete one cycle it takes t seconds. That's all. The next one is a non-deterministic signal. In this signal, whose the amplitude occurrence is random in nature, always random in nature. In the signal, the continuous time signal, it cannot be predicted because the nature and the characteristics which cannot be predicted, and it is a pattern of the signal is a quite irregular. So the signal is also called as a random signal. Figure shows the non-deterministic signal. The input x of t and the time t. The pattern of the signal is a quite irregular form. Classification of signals and systems. In the classification of signals and systems, we have a deterministic, non-deterministic signal, periodic and aperiodic signal, even and odd signal, energy and power signal. In that, let's see one by one. Last class we discussed about deterministic and random signal. In this signal, deterministic signal is which is completely specified in time, and the pattern of the signal is a regular form, so it can be predicted in nature and characterized signal. So random signal, which is whose occurrence is always randomly occurred, so the signal is cannot be predicted. And also the pattern of the signal is a irregular form. This is so it is also called as a random signal. Next we see about the aperiodic and the aperiodic signal. That is aperiodic signal, the signal which repeats itself after some period of time. That is called the periodic signal. The signal is represented by x of t. That is x of t. If its signal satisfies the following condition, that is x of t equal to x of t plus capital T naught, where the T naught is the period of the signal x of t. That is this condition, that is the periodicity condition satisfied the signal is called the periodic signal. Figure shows the periodic signal. Having the example of the periodic signal is sine wave, cosine wave, square wave or any other signal. Here the x of t is denoted. Here the maximum amplitude is marked as a. The one cycle, one period of time is mentioned here t naught, where the signal repeats itself after some period of time t naught. This is the periodic signal. The next one is the aperiodic signal, which is the signal repeats itself. The naught repeats itself. The signal is after some period. The signal is a aperiodic signal, and also the do not satisfy this condition. That is x of t not equal to x of t plus t naught. The signal do not satisfy this condition. This is called aperiodic signal. The next classification of signal is the even and odd signal. That is the even signal, which is the signal is a symmetrical one or odd one. If it is satisfied, this condition is a even signal. That is x of t equal to x of minus t. If it is satisfied this condition, then the signal is called as a even signal. Figure shows the even signal, where x of t is an input signal. The pattern x of t signal is replication is a x of minus t. That is a even signal. The next signal is a odd signal. A signal is said to be anti-symmetrical. It is a odd signal. So the signal that is x of t is equal to minus of x of minus t. This is the condition for the odd signal, which is suppose if it is satisfied this condition, the signal is a odd signal. For example, the R signal having a sine wave. The sine wave where the signal x of t is a input signal. The positive signal, that is x of t, is the replication of the minus x of t is the anti-symmetrical signal. So this signal is the R signal. The next one is the energy and power signal. The first one is the energy signal, which has a finite energy and the average power is 0. Then it is the signal is called as a energy signal. The energy signal is given by E equal to integral of minus infinity to plus infinity modulus of x of t the whole square into dt. This signal having a single rectangular pulse. We have a time limited one. The next is a power signal, which has a finite average power and infinite energy signal. Then this signal is a power signal. The power signal is given by V is equal to limits t tends to infinity 1 by t integral of t by 2 to plus t by 2 modulus of x of t the whole square into dt. If it is satisfied this condition, the signal is the power signal. The power signal we have in the infinite time and the signal periodic pulse train is the energy signal. The next one is the standard signals or basic signals or elementary of these signals. That is the elementary of these elementary of signal is plays a very vital role in the study of signals and systems. These elementary signals, it is a basic building blocks to construct the complex signals, and also it is used for the model of a large number of physical signals in nature. So this elementary signal is also called as a standard signals. These standard signals, we have several standard signals are there. That is, first one is a unit step signal, unit ramp and unit impulse and exponential signal. In that exponential signal we have a real exponential signal and a complex exponential signal. So let's see one by one. We have first one, unit step signal. In this, the shortly we called as a U of t. This signal is used for the signal analysis. And the U of t, that is unit step function, which exceeds only positive, and 0 for the negative signal. That is, the rotation is U of t is equal to 1 for t greater than or equal to 0 and 0 for t less than 0. This is the graphical representation of the step signal. This is the U of t where the amplitude is maximum unit t. That is, the positive 0 to maximum value t, the signal is which appears 1. After 0, below the 0 value, the signal is disappear. Next one is the unit ramp function, which is denoted by R of t. This is the ramp signal. This signal, which is R of t is equal to, which is the signal starts at t equal to 0 and greater than 0. That is the graphical representation where the t greater than or equal to t. That means the signal is a t and 0 for t less than 0. This is the graphical representation of the ramp signal. Problems on classification of signals and systems. In the classification of signals and systems, we have even and odd signal, periodic and aperiodic, energy and power signal, and deterministic and random signal. In that first one, problems on periodicity. So in that first, continuous time signal is said to be a periodic, means if it repeats itself after fixed time period, and also in the DT signal, the signal repeats itself after some fixed period. In that, the frequency f is the ratio of two integers. That means f is equal to k by n. That means the ratio of two integers means the signal is a periodic signal. It's also the continuous time signal also. Both the numerator and denominator have a integer, means the signal is a periodic signal. So let's see the problem. Verify whether the following signals are periodic or not. That means x of t equal to 3 cos 2t plus pi by 4. This is the problem, x of t. So we mentioned that equation number 1. So solution for that. So you already know that the condition for the periodicity is equal to, for continuous time signal, x of t equal to x of t plus t, where the capital T is denotes after some fixed time period. The time period t is mentioned here. So the time period t is equal to 2 pi by omega. So this is the formula for fundamental period. From that also we can find the periodic R0. So from the problem, so compare with the standard form, that is x of t equal to a into cos omega t plus theta. So in that from the problem omega equal to 2 and from that t equal to 2 pi by 2. So you have to find t equal to pi. Right? Next we prove the periodicity. So already you know the problem. Taken as a equation number 1, that is x of t, left hand side. So now you can prove the right hand side, x of t plus t. So t is already find out. So x of t plus t equal to 3 cos 2 into in that t replaced by t plus pi by 4. Next you can simplify. After that you apply the t value, time period t value is equal to pi. So apply here x of t plus pi equal to 3 cos 2 into t plus pi by 4. So after simplification we get 3 cos 2t plus 2 pi plus pi by 4. Next you just rearrange the equation from our simplification. 3 cos 2 pi plus 2t plus pi by 4. So here cos that a plus b. So in the form, the standard form cos a plus b, you apply the cos a plus b form. So 3 into 3, open the bracket, cos a cos b minus sin a sin b. Right? In that already we know that sin 2 pi equal to 0 and cos 2 pi equal to 1. So you apply this notation in this equation, we get after we get 3 into cos 2t plus pi by 4. This is the equation number 2. So from equation number 1 and 2, we prove x of t equal to x of t plus t. So therefore the given signal is a periodic signal. Right? The next one, again the same problem, x of t equal to 2 into cos t plus 3 cos t by 4. So this problem you can find the fundamental period. So from the fundamental period, the signal is a periodic or not. Right? Solution, comparing with the standard equation cos 2 pi f1 of t plus sin 2 pi f2 of t. So from that, in your problem, the first standard equation 2 pi f1 of t equal to, in that you have a t. So apply here t. So from that you can find a frequency equal to 1 by 2 pi. So from the frequency you have to find the time period. That means frequency time equal to, already we know time equal to reciprocal of frequency. So time equal to t1 equal to 2 pi. So the first fundamental period you have to find out. So t1 equal to 2 pi. The next 2 pi f2 of t equal to t by 3 in your problem. So find f2 equal to 1 by 3 divided by 2 pi. So we get 1 by 6 pi. So after f2 equal to 1 by 6 pi. So in terms of time period t2, we get 6 pi. So after that, so the ratio of time period, the total time period t equal to t1 divided by t2. So apply the value t1 equal to 2 pi, t2 equal to 6 pi. After that, after simplification, we get the total time period t equal to 1 by 3. So from that, the both t1 and t2 are ratio of integers. So from that you can find the answer. Therefore, the given signal is a periodic signal. So today we have seen the classification of signals and systems. Already we know the classification of signals. So problems on periodicity. The previous class we have seen the continuous time signal. In that continuous signal is said to be a periodic, means if it repeats itself after some fixed period. It is a continuous time signal. In the DT signal, it is also it is said to be a periodic. If it is frequency f is equal to k by n, the ratio, that is k by n, it is an integer, the ratio of integer. It is a integer, means it is a periodic signal. Right? Here, let us see the problems. So first problem, check whether the signal is periodic or not. So x of n equal to sin 6 pi divided by n. Sin 6 pi n divided by 7. So solution for that. So write the given problem again, x of n equal to sin 6 pi by n into n. So from the problem you have to find the omega naught value. So omega naught value, omega naught equal to 6 pi by 7. Already we know that the standard formula. So from you find out the omega value. So from omega naught value you will substitute the frequency. So f is equal to omega divided by 2 pi. In that you substitute the omega value. So 6 pi divided by 7 divided by 2 pi. After simplification we get the 3 by 7. That is f naught equal to 3 by 7. F is equal to k by l. This is the formula. So from that 3 by 7 it is a ratio of two integer value. If it is ratio of two integer value, then the signal is a periodic signal. So f naught equal to 3 by 7 equal to k by n. The n is a samples value, that is the fundamental period of n equal to 7 samples in this signal. Right? The next problem. So x of n equal to cos n by 8 into cos pi n by 8. In your problem, we have in the two frequency component. So your solution in the given that form you write the standard formula. So x of n equal to cos omega n into cos 2 omega 2. So in that you already know two frequency component. So right from your problem you find omega 1 value and omega 2 value. Omega 1 equal to 1 by 8 and omega 2 equal to pi by 8. Right? From that you have to find the frequency value. F1 equal to omega 1 divided by 2 pi. In that you substitute the omega 1 value. So we get 1 by 16 pi. So next frequency component 2. So F2 equal to omega 2 divided by 2 pi is equal to pi by 8 divided by 2 pi. So we get 1 by 16. So F1 equal to 1 by 16 pi and F2 equal to 1 by 16. That is it says 1 by 16 pi is not an integer and frequency component 2 1 by 16 is an integer value. So from your problem any one component is not an integer, means the total frequency component is not an integer. So the given problem is a aperiodic signal. So it does not satisfy the periodicity condition, right? So the given problem is a periodic signal. Next we see the problems on energy and the power signal. We know the energy signal. Energy is a finite value and the power is a 0. And also power signal means energy is a infinite signal and power is a finite value. Already we know that. So check whether the signal is energy or power. That is x of n equal to minus 0.3 volt over n into u of n. This is your problem. So you find the solution. So you write the given problem again. X of n equal to minus 0.3 volt over n into u of n. So first you find the energy formula. So the continuous the discrete time signal energy formula is equal to summation n equal to minus infinity to plus infinity modulus of x of n the whole square. In this formula you substitute the x of n value. So summation n equal to minus infinity to plus infinity minus 0.3 over n into u of n into the whole square. From your problem you just eliminate the u of n, means the limits value have to change. That means u of n equal to 1 for n greater than equal to 0 and 0 for n less than 0. So apply this notation in your problem. So the equation it becomes summation n equal to 0 to infinity. The value limits value changed. So 0 to infinity. That minus 0.3 volt over 3 volt over n the whole square. So this value is squared. So 0.0309 whole power n. So again this formula is simplified as we know that summation n equal to 0 to infinity a power n equal to 1 by 1 minus a. You already have the formula. So apply this formula here. So apply this formula here. So the equation becomes 1 by 1 minus a. So that is 1 by 1 minus 0.09. So we get 1 by 0.9. This is a finite value. That is less than infinity. So energy equal to 1 by 0.91. So the unit of the energy is joules. So unit is mentioned here. So next you find the power signal. Power equal to limits n tends to infinity 1 by 2n plus 1 into summation n equal to 0 minus infinity plus infinity modulus of x of n the whole square. So in this problem also you have to apply the x of n value here. So you already found in the above equation. So you directly apply here. So n equal to 0 to infinity 0.09 to 1 power n. So in this problem limits n tends to if it is applied n equal to infinity, the total equation will be equal to 0, that is 1 by infinity. So it will be equal to 0. So power equal to 0, energy equal to 1 by 0.92. So from their result, the given